What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more AFK Journey, and today it's time to go over the updates to the Analytica Pride Win, whichever one you want to call it, tier list, because there have some things that have changed. There are newer heroes that have been added to it, and we're going to be going over a bunch of them. Now, the one really cool thing about this list is you can go over just your generic tier list or Dream Realm only. This is going to basically tell you guys if you want general knowledge about what the heroes can do in multiple game modes, or simply Dream Realm. I'll leave this one to you because this is kind of one that's really important to know as far as boss pushing. But generic is really nice because they even break it down into 4 subcategories. We have AFK stages, battle drills, Dream Realm, overall performance, and PvP. These are the 4 very important places. Let's start off with AFK stages. So you can see right here, we have the best of the best in every single category. And this is still holding true pretty much for everyone. You'll notice the top S+ tier is the same for everything. We still have Freyasto and Almas at the very top, Smokey and Mirky and Coco way up there. The one reason why you probably will never see Mikola up here is just because she is a melee hero, and that's a huge negative when we're talking about pushing. Aaron's still probably the best go-to specialist, especially in combination with Almas over here, so keep that in mind. And then the damage dealers are still Lily May, Arden, and Odie. Odie with his executability really works well against these high HP enemies. Arden has a ton of CC, and Lily May is just overall the best hero in the game. Well-rounded, very, very strong. I'd still argue Lily May is still better than even Freyasto in overall performance. Scarlita is still a hero you can use, although not as many people are using her as much anymore. Keep that in mind. As far as new people to this list, we have Lenya, still a very good damage dealer. The downside again is that she is a melee hero, and melee you typically only want your tanks going into something like that, so she can be good, probably not as good as other options here. We do have Tassie as a specialist here along with Taylene. Me personally, my favorite team to run right now is Tassie, Taylene, Aaron, Almas, and the 5th slot being a like kind of flex like a Damien type hero. I really love the pushing power. On an average person's account, Tassie is going to be absolutely amazing for pushing, especially if you can spam a bunch of ultimates on her. She does good damage. She's just an all well-rounded hero. Kind of like Taylene, she can provide a ton of damage. She can revive, so you can put her in a very dangerous slot to take that initial damage. Very strong. And yeah, everything else should be the same here except for Brutus. Brutus, again, he's a warrior, but he always falls under the tank category because, well, he's awesome at putting at the front of your lineup, taking that huge initial burst of damage, proccing his shield, and buying yourself more time. As far as free-to-play tanks go, Antandra is hard to beat. She's still the best of the best. And yeah, there's lots of really good options in the S+ and S tier that you should be going for. Once you drop below that, these are more heroes that you're just going to use if you don't have the best heroes already built. I would not recommend using really many or any of these heroes unless you have a very niche team to use. These right here are just going to be the best of the best when it comes to AFK pushing. Now, next up, we're going to move over to battle drills because being important and powerful in your guild is going to win you guys extra rewards. And this one is a little bit different of a setup here. Now, the one thing I want to say with battle drills is it really depends on what your role is. Most guilds assign wave killers and others are going to be for mini bosses and others are going to be for main bosses. So this is going to be a very flexible list because, to be honest, one thing I'm going to be showing you guys, I think maybe later today, is going to be the best team compositions you can run for bossing. And you can see here, overall use, this is a decent list to use. However, this list heavily leans into the wave killing. So if you guys want a better breakdown as far as the boss teams to go for, this isn't going to be for you. So just getting that out of the way, very important to note. Again, Lily May, Odie, always at the top of just about every list, with Lenya as well. Taylene is probably the best AoE damage dealer to use when you're doing the waves. Smokey and Mirky, again, very good healer for those waves and also provides damage when you get to S+. And Thorn is just the best tank that can also do damage. So these heroes are very important to have, especially as a wave killer. And you can see as you drop down to the S tier as well, these are going to be all heroes that can do AoE damage and either provide additional summons, single target damage. You have even specialists such as Cassidy and Parisa that do amazing AoE damage, Ludovic that does damage as well, and Freyasto can do decent AoE while also providing a lot of tank power. But again, I do want to reiterate, this is not for bossing. If you want to know the best teams for bossing, stay tuned later today. I'll try to put a link up in like the top corner over there if I can remember, because this is not going to look like what your team wants to be if we're talking about boss pushing. You're going to see more of the heroes down in this tier, such as Corrin and Rowan and such. These are going to be the heroes you're going to see much further up. A lot of these heroes like DNL though, Marilee, they're not really ones you want to be using overall because there's just better bossing potential. But if you're looking for Battle Drill's wave killers, these are the ones you want. Up next, we are going to move on over to Dream Realm overall performance. In reality, I kind of don't like this tab just because they put like some heroes like Freyasto too far down. Just note, if you do reference this, and again, it will be in the description down below, this is going to be encompassing everything. So this is going to be encompassing like all the earlier, easier difficulties, including Endless. Whereas if you come over to Dream Realm only, this is going to be a better look at the power level of heroes because this breaks down every single encounter. Now, I do think Freyasto's score is highly inaccurate. In reality, he should essentially be S+ in a lot of these different bosses because as you guys have seen over the last week, now that we've gotten to Endless mode, he's used in almost every single team possible. But one hero that has stayed in there has been Reinier. The only one that he's a little weak on is Lone Gaze, but he's still used in the top teams. Mikola has really had her value gone up, and Smokey and Mirky has some that he has dropped off the mat. However, again, I don't think this is necessarily correct because if you look at Smokey and Mirky right here with a B score, as you saw earlier today with our Snow Stomper video, he's actually part of the best team right now in combination with the resonating artifact, giving him control immunity. So take this with a grain of salt on their tier list right now. This is not going to be the most accurate, I would say, at least for another week or two, because this past week we finally got to Endless. This list will be changed and it will be updated because heroes like Sinbad, who were previously S+, are now going to be dropping down to probably about A tier. Same with Taylene. She was previously S+ on a lot of these bosses. She's actually being removed from the best of the best teams. Odie, a couple of these where he's like S+ are probably dropping down. So please take this with a grain of salt. This is more or less a PSA because I know a lot of people use this tier list because it overall is the best tier list. It is just a little bit behind on being updated. So please don't follow this tier list as a must-have knowledge type thing. This is most definitely a work in progress type thing. And you can see right here, the current Dream Realm rankings are based on pre-Endless. We just got to Endless, so please don't take this as Bible knowledge, whatever you want to call it. Follow our daily videos. We're going to show you guys the best Endless team every single day as it comes out. So this is the only one I'm really going to say. Don't hold this one to what you see right here. Now, last but not least is going to be the PvP tab. I personally, not a biggest fan of PvP in this game. I mean, it is a very difficult one to actually understand. So just keep this in mind. This is going to be very pay to win heavy, and honestly the rewards for PvP aren't really worthwhile to invest in specific heroes. I want to let you guys know DNL is not a hero you should be building in this game. Just because he is part of like the best comps out there doesn't mean you should be building him, because unless you have Paragon heroes with DNL, he's not going to really pack the punch. If you only go to Mythic Plus, Supreme Plus, he's not going to be as powerful as potentially other heroes on this list you want to use. So Lily May, Vala, they continue to be PvP dominating heroes. If you don't have Lily May in like every single team, you're probably doing something wrong. Tassie is the one that is the newest hero out, and she has become an extremely powerful PvP meta hero. Scarlita still staying up there. She's really great on cleaning up some heroes like Thorin, like Taylene, especially once she gets to Mythic Plus. She can just straight up knock them off the battlefield so they can't revive. Damien continues to be the go-to support hero with Haywin as well. Her damage reduction, her AoE healing, no matter where you are on the battlefield, just makes her invaluable. And then Reinier is the best to be used on offense. Please don't try to use Reinier on defense. there's too many ways to work around it for the enemy team. And when it comes to tanks, Thorn is by far the most powerful. Now, once you go down a tier, it really depends on what your team composition is for these heroes to be very, very good. Barial can be absolutely amazing, but really needs a special team to be usable in. Arden is still the go-to, I think, for free-to-play players out there. Lenya has become powerful. However, I saw a meme on Reddit the other day. I'm like, the enemy's Lenya, and it's like this crazy powerful tiger, and then my Lenya is this little tiny kitten. I feel that when it comes to PvP, Lenya can be absolutely like game-breaking meta in PvP, but you have to have the right team around here. Alsa, I don't, as much of an Alsa fanboy as I am, I don't know if I'd rank her at S tier potentially. The big reason why you use Alsa is in combination with Aaron for very, very fast early game burst. However, if the enemy has a Lily May, that's going to shut down that combo immediately, and then Alsa's going to ultimate and probably die to the Thorn ultimate on the enemy side. So please be careful with that. Sinbad, again, I don't know if I'd put him quite up there. Still very good. Taylene with her infinite revives is always good, especially in combination with Damien here. Very good. The good old Carolina Arden style team still works to this day. Coco has actually made a resurgence and is used by a lot of teams that are going for survivability. I actually saw the other day a Damien Haywin Coco team with like Thorin and Lily May, and it's basically just to outlast the enemy burst and let Lily May pick off one target at a time. It was really, really good. I've not seen many Granny teams as of lately, so please, she's again not a hero you really want to build when you see her rankings. Fresto is the go-to if you're not going to go with Thorn, though. Fresto can provide a ton of damage reduction, energy to your team, all that fun stuff. And Dunlinger can be very good, but again, very specific team to make this possible. Once you drop down to the lower tiers, most of these are just worse options of something up higher. Even free-to-play players should be able to put a team together out of the S+ and S heroes on this tier list. So again, that is the Analytica tier list right there. Overall, very good information. Just again, the Dream Realm one is constantly being updated every single day now that we're in Endless, and it will continue to change. So going for a tier list on Dream Realm is really difficult to do. However, AFK stages, battle drills, and PvP, those are pretty solid. Stay tuned. Later today, we're going to go over the 3 best battle drills team you can put together. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. If you haven't done it just yet, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time.